your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, just subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, bro, they supposed to tour them off in the visiting room. I'm like, shh. I'm like, this is out of control right here, man. I was like, nah, bro. Nah, man, everybody start walking up, popcorn, everybody. What happened? I just told Big Boy this cousin off in the V room. Like, man, stop playing. Everybody like, stop playing. My head's crazy, man. So we don't hear nothing. You know what I mean? Why we have an Empire Record, why the visitation was going on. So after the visitation was over with, which is like 2:30, I believe, you know what I mean? We're gonna be on standby for dinner. So we go to dinner. Everything was smooth, like you know what I mean? We look, as we go into dinner, we walk into dinner, man, we look, man, I see the big dude. I don't see his cousin. I see the big dude, he in the medical window. Like, he's in the window where I told y'all about, like, when the intakes first get there, and like dudes be trying to see if they're in this red team or blue team, and they be in the window, he's in that window. So we in the line and going into the chow hall, the window is right there. You know what I mean? So he in the window, he was like, yo, this big boy. I'm like, what? Look. I go close to the window because there's a gate that's separating us from the window. So I go to the gate. I'm like, what happened, bro? He was like, man, write your kite, bro. I was like, you going to the hole? He was like, yeah. I was like, where your cousin at? He was like, already in the hole. I was like, it's crazy, bro. He was like, crazy. I was like, man, it's just wow, man. That's my word. I look back. My word, I look back. I just seen him there with Bo. He was walking the chow. He had his jean jacket on. He was like, he seen me talking at the window. He was like, he just went in the chow. I was like, man, it's crazy. I glanced, seen him, but I ain't speculate or say nothing, you know what I mean, or accuse or none of that. So I seen him walk past. So I'm like, bro, holler at me, bro. So the CEO told us to go in the chow. I dip in the chow, go in that joint. Man, I'm sick. I can't even lie to y'all. Ain't no loud pack in the building. I'm like, yo. I'm like, this joint wild, man. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. This joint crazy, man. So like, everybody just like this was stressful to people because there was so many people waiting for me. Like, I had my own 15. I was gonna have my own 15 J's. I was gonna sell 10 of them joints for $1, keep the 5, party with the 5. You know what I mean? And that's how I was gonna be, make me $1 and go back to him with the $1 and see if he give me 15 more. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was gonna do, get his little money. Man, listen, man, it's about a hustle, man. I'm trying to flip and keep grinding. That's what I was gonna do, man. So like, to hear that they didn't come through and they got tore off, man, it was like a dagger in the heart slightly, man. Cause you know how you be waiting for something and then it's right there, then it just never happens, man. It hurts. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that joint hurt a little bit, man. So I'm trying to recuperate, man. I'm trying to recuperate. I go in the chow hall, I don't even have an appetite. I leave, go back to the building. Everybody's still talking about it, man. That joint crazy, man. That joint crazy, man. I'm like, shh. I look up, I see the dudes that's in like the cell, like 2 doors down from me. They come out the joint. So when they come out the joint, the smell of their cell, you know what I mean? They try to cover it with incense and all of that, but the smell of the cell, all I smelled was like a cloud of mid. I was like, almost choked, y'all. I was like, walked in the cell, I was like, man, that mid stink. After smoking that mid, that loud pack, man, that mid be stinking, y'all. So boom, I go in the cell, get my thoughts right, man. I had to. I was like, shh. Crazy, man. Knock at the door. Popcorn. He said, hey, I know this is a bad time right now, but man, I know your homeboy just got tore off, man, but I still got some feezies for sale, though. I was like, you still got mid? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, Popcorn, get out my cell, man. He was like, oh, you too good for mid now, huh? Because there ain't no more loud pack. You too good for. I was like, get out my cell. What are you talking about, man? I don't feel like talking about this right now. He was like, all right, I'll just let you know. Popcorn dipped out. My word, I'm sitting in the joint pouting. I'm like, stupid, man. I was like, man, Lord, man. Joint crazy, man. Another knock at the door. Yo! I recognize the arm. I'm like, I look, it's the dude, Bo. He like, come here. I'm like, what? He say, look, here, man. You look like you need it. was like, what's this? He was like, it was just a ball of lava. I was like, what's this? He was like, it ain't nothing like a little nick, man. You might need it though, man. You know what I mean? He was like, I just got a new batch in. You know what I mean? He was like, you look like you might need it though, man. He was like, well, look though, just like how you was working with dude, like, I'm about to, I got a better, sweeter deal. I was like, what kind of sweeter deal you got? He was like, man, look, you sell a zip, I'll give you a zip. I was like, I sell a zip, you give me a zip. He was like, yeah. Every time you sell a zip, I give you a zip. You just got that zip with me. So you basically getting a halftime for selling a zip. I'm like, shh. I was like, man, I'll let you know, man. He was like, look, man, all I'm saying is, like, it's back to the mid now, bro. Your homeboy's gone. Your homeboy's gone. I was like, man, listen, I know, man. But when he said that, like, I just caught like a hater vibe from this dude, though. The straight hater vibe that I got from this dude was wild. Cause I'm like, he talking about my homeboy is gone. I'm like, who this dude think he is, y'all? So boom. I was like, man, all right, man, I'll holler at you, man. I know where you stay at, man. All right, I'll holler at you when I need that, man. He was like, all right. He dip out. When he dip out, I get even mad. I'm like, yo, this joke crazy. Then it hit me. Finally, I was like, man, I wondered, did this dude send the people at my homeboys, man? I was like, I wondered, did he do that, man? I was like, because these two dudes, they didn't bother nobody, man. They wasn't putting nobody at hostage for this work. They wasn't doing nothing but getting some money, man. That's all they was doing. But at the end of the day, they was getting in the way of this dude money. And the dude Bo was a real hater on the low. You know what I mean? He's a real hater on the low. So I'm like, man, I wonder, did he do this, man? I wonder, did he do this, man? But like, I was like, man, like, that whole situation just motivated me, y'all. Like, from that day right there, I got motivated. You hear me? Man, I got so motivated, man. I'm telling you, man, I shot across the hall, hollered at my man. I shot across the hall, hollered at my man. That's my word. I get over that joint. I said, yo, look, bro. I said, man, look, man, this is what we gonna do, man. I said, bro, this is too much money in this loud pack, bro. I said, listen, it's a lot of money in this joint. I said, them dudes won't get nothing but probably like a little Vic game, bro. I said, man, listen, man, I'm trying to get some money, bro. What's goody, bro? I was like, look, bro, I'm gonna make Big Tiff bring this stuff, bro. I said, she talking about coming to see me just once, just for because I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I was trying to postpone and stall of seeing Big Tiff in the beginning because like, she was like, I want to come just see how it is first and just see you and just get a regular visit first and just doing it. I'm thinking like, nah, like ain't no regular visit jumping off, Big Tiff. You know what I mean? Like I need that pack on that first visit. Like you want to come see me, it got to be the pack. We can't never have a visit without that pack. And I made that understood with her. Like, yo, like I'm not, yeah, like we can grow to like each other if this money is flowing. But like after that, like, you know what I mean? Like it got to be about money every play. Like I wasn't looking for no serious relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Of course we will grow to like each other if the money's coming. But like still though, like I'm like, nah, I ain't, you know what I mean? So we used to go back and forth about that. And I wasn't really pressed because this situation came in. But like when I started seeing how it was the difference and like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, yo, I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta make this happen, man. So like my man was like, yo, my man had a phone, you know what I mean? So he let me use the phone. I called Big Tiff. First person I called with her. He let me holler at her. And then after I hollered at her, he was like, yo, bro, you just hold it through count. Give it back to me when we go outside. You know what I mean? I was like, bet. So I held it through count. And I talked to her the whole time. And I was just like, yo, look, man, I need the pack, man. She was like, man, look, you scaring me. She was like, look, I told you I wanted to see it first. I wanted to go up there. I was like, man, that joke's sweet. Everybody's striking. I was like, everybody's striking, man. I was like, look, man, I'm trying to go get that pack, man. I'm trying to get that pack, man. Look, my homeboy said his homeboy, I'll give him a whole zip of loud pack, man. I was like, but you might have to come out Norfolk to get it. So that's the only thing. She was like, well, I gotta get my cousin car and you gotta pay her for gas and that's the only way she gonna let me use it. So I was like, man, I'm gonna take care of all of that. I'm gonna holler at my man and my man people's gonna look out for you when you come to get to work. You know what I mean? So we like, man, I'm gonna put it together, man. We have to put this together. So she was like, man, she thought about it. She was like, all right, look, you gotta send me $500 when you get that dough because you about to make a lot of money. So I just started calculating like, yo, if I get a whole halftime to myself of loud pack, 500 ain't nothing, y'all. So boom, I told her the deal, man. I was like, man, that's how me and her started off. I ain't even gonna lie, that's how me and her started off. So probably it took about a week and change. I ain't go that following weekend, but that weekend after that, that's when I went. But like before that though, like all you seen is how everything went back to normal. Everything went back to normal, man. Like everybody's back buying the mid. You know what I mean? The word that came back that the big dude and his cousin, they was under investigation. You know what I mean? Because you know his cousin swallowed the stuff. His cousin swallowed the loud pack. So like they was saying that they seen him on the camera exchanging something with his girl, and they thought they saw a balloon or whatever the case. So they was like, that's when they rushed the table, and you know, they both come together, they both were sitting together, so they bing both of them. You know what I mean? So like, they really didn't have the work. They put them in the Bama cell. The Bama cell is where they put you in with a camera to see if you're gonna throw it up or do it out. Then they can get it. The toilet ain't gonna work or none of that. So like, they'll be able to get it because they watching you on camera. So I guess that's the rumor was they had his cousin in a Bama cell. You know what I mean? The big dude went in no Bama cell because they didn't catch him with nothing. He was just under investigation because everybody came together, like, because everybody had rolled together. So like, that was the word about what was going on with them. So they was in the bin. You know what I mean? So like, now it was like, it was a new void to fill, man. Like, I was just looking like, man, you know what, man, it's time. It's time, man. So I put it together. Y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I put it together with my man. And Big Tiff went out Norfolk and hollered at my man, and everything went smooth. I ain't even gonna lie. Now, before we even get the joint, she told me after she bagged it up, she was like, this was some more bad news. She was like, look, man, I ain't gonna be able to come this weekend because my cousin's car got to get worked on. It ain't gonna be ready until next Wednesday, so I can come that following weekend. But she definitely went and got to work. Now, this is my first time dealing with Big Tiff, so I was a little worried with her having a zip loud pack at the crib. I ain't even gonna lie, man, but my man had the flip where you can take pictures, and she showed me that she wrapped it up. She probably used to pinch a little bit because she used to mess with the lala. She used to mess with the lala, so she probably pinched a little bit. But at the end of the day, man, as long as it's close to a zip, bring that in. You know what I mean? Like, you can't pinch too crazy. So she showed me how she wrapped it up. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the joint because I got to cheat the joint. Y'all pause. Like, I got to cheat the joint. So it wasn't big. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing big or nothing. But I was like, yeah, that'll work. So the whole time I'm waiting now for the following week to get the jump. I'm back watching Bo. Bo back destroying the building, destroying the compound. Bo back doing this thing. You should see him. He feeling good the whole time. Them boys were striking for that loud pack, man. You ain't see Bo. Like, Bo just on the top tier looking all sappy and mad. But now he back at the door. He got items. He walking. He got 5 tunas in his back pocket, 5 macros in his back pocket. Like a dude just paid him for some stuff. And he just feeling the attention again. And he's feeling good about how he's knocking his junk down. Everybody still, it's about messing with the lala. That's the #1 goal. The loud pack was a bonus, you know what I mean? But now it's just back to the regular stuff. And everybody just back to how it used to be, you know what I mean? So like, Bo started back winning. But he don't even know that this following Saturday coming back up, I'm about to get that loud pack, y'all. So boom. You know what I mean? I'm about to get that. That's a lot. So the weekend come. He been murdering the game. I couldn't wait. So like, I go to visit. Like, this was like the first time dudes can kind of tell that I'm getting the package. Like I done told this story as far as how I go to V1, whatever the case, but like, this all was going on around this time in the beginning. So like, I go over there, man. So when I get the joint, my man, he was in his window. So my man window is like, you can see it from the boulevard coming back from the VI, and he's in 31 pod. So he see me come back. I see him get relief. Like, Weezy come back through that gate. Yes, he made it through. I'm like, he like, come in the pod. So I was like, who in the booth? He was like, yo, joint. So he talked about a joint I used to always mess with. I ain't bag her or nothing, but she just was cool. She'll let me roam around. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I come back in the building, I hit the button. I said, look, man, I got going 31 right quick. That's cool. She was like, yeah, but when they go to dinner, get your butt out of there. I was like, all right. I shot in there, went to my man's cell. As soon as I walked in the joint, I got my VI clothes on. I got the jean shirt on. I got my jeans on. And I got my Nikes on, and my Nikes is painted. Like, I'm a maniac. I had they was all whites, like some high top type of Nikes, but it was a dude that from Richmond. He used to be able to paint your joints, like, and I had the blue and sky blue joints. It kind of like blend in with my jeans and my blue shirt, so it was like matching that a little bit, but I got those on. So like, I come in the pod, everybody like, what Weezy doing in our pod? Dressed up. So I come in and joint, I do the sack run up the steps. I'm like, my man sell up the steps. I'm like, man, when you know I got that stuff, I'm like, on my man's cell, it's my word. My old homeboy coming there from his pod. So it's 3 of us in there. My homeboy walking the joint, he was like, hey, y'all gotta light incense and burn a suit. He was like, that joint stink, bro. He was like, that joint got the whole pod loud right now. I was like, what? So when he say that, I go to the door and look. Everybody walking by like, man, what they got up in that cell there, man? So we just trying to hurry up. We can split the joint. I'm like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Some homeboy went down there and burned the soup. Burning the soup stinks up the whole pod. It smelled like burned noodle. You never smoked a burnt noodle? Burn a noodle, you would see that joint. Hey, that joint smell like fire smoke, I promise you. So that joint stink up the whole joint. So we get that joint right, boom. So we split it, come back out. You know what I mean? So me, I'm standing on the top tier. I'm just waiting for them to call dinner before I can escape. So I'm standing on the joint, see a couple dudes. Dudes like, yo, Weezy, what's up? What's good? I'm like, what's good? They're like, yeah, man, you know, holler at me though, bro. When you get a chance, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna holler at you. You know what I mean? Like, you on the pod with my man, for real, though, you need to holler at him. That's what I'm saying, though. And I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back to my pod. I get back to my pod finally, y'all. I walk in the joint, man. I walk in that joint. I felt like I was really the Lala. I'm not even joking, man. Like, I really felt like I was the Lala. It was like I was glowing green as I was just walking straight to my cell. I was just like, couldn't tell me nothing. I was glowing. I got to my cell. My roommate came in. He was like, "Oh, so you good?" I was like, yeah. I was like, "Look, bro." I said, "Come in this joint." He was like, "What?" I was like, "Man, listen, smell this joint." He was like, he smelled the bag. He was like, "What is that?" I don't know. It's Loud Pack, bro. It ain't no name. He was like, "Shh, man, that joint stink." I was like, "Close the door." I said, "Yeah, I got a trick for him. Yeah, I got a trick for everybody." I rolled the joint. He was like, "You about to spot that joint?" I said, "Yeah, put some oil on the lamp." He put some oil on the lamp. I was like, "Yeah, bro, I rolled it." Lit that joint. My word, we start smoking. Man, my word, as we smoking our ears, we got the cut up, man, our ears. "Hey, Weezy. Hey, man, holla at me, man. Holla at me, Weezy, man." I'm like, "All right, bro, hold on, bro. Hey, Weezy. Hey, Weezy, you in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, like, man, holla at me, bro, please, man." I'm like, "All right, bro, I'm gonna holla at you, bro." Next thing you know, "Hey, Weezy." Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, it was so many people knocking, bro. I said, "Man, hold on, bro, we can't." I put the joint out. Man, I put the joint out. When I put the joint out, I just realized that we only smoked this much of the Feezy. And I was litty, y'all, so boom. I was like, "Yeah, I got one." My word. I'm waiting for count time, though, because I can't deal with a lot of traffic, and I haven't even bagged up yet. You know what I mean? So I ain't trying to mess nothing up. I got to pay Big Tiff. I got to make sure everything's straight, so I come out. Everybody like, "Yo, what's up, bro? What's up? What I need? What I need, bro? You got some of that shit, bro? That shit smell good as a bitch." I'm like, "Bro, listen. I got spoons, whatever a nigga want, bro. I'm doing one spoon for $50, bro. Straight up." I said that one spoon probably had 6 sticks in the jank. I said, "I'm doing one jump for $50, bro." My homeboy was like, "Man, bet. Just look out for me, bro." He was like, "How I look?" I was like, "I look like this." And I showed him. He was like, yeah, "Give me right before we lock down." I was like, "All right, got you." I mean, seeing the white boy pull up. He was like, "Hey, look, man. Shit crazy, man." He was like, "Man, I wish I would have fucking knew this." He said, "I just bought a fucking quarter from fucking Bo." He's like, "This shit is some fucking garbage, though. I'm tired of smoking this shit, to be honest with you, man." He was like, "Man, I'll give you this whole fucking quarter for 2 Feezies." I was like, "Man, fuck that quarter." That nigga told me he'll give me the whole quarter for 2 sticks. I was like, "Bro, fuck that quarter. I don't want that shit." He was like, "No, I'm fucking with you, man." He was like, "But nah, look, I'm gonna spend $50 with you, man." I said, "Bet, I got you. I got you." I said, "Here, just catch me. Just do it when you get a chance." So I would have gave him his spoon. You know what I mean? Bro came back with the shit. Boom, I hit him off. Popcorn walked up. I said, "Man, carry your ass back up there with that doodle you got, nigga. Get back up there with that fucking garbage you got, nigga." I looked up. I seen the nigga Bo. He was like, his face was like this. He was like, the last thing he wanted was another weed smell in the pod, y'all. So boom. I don't give a fuck about that. So everybody rushing me. You know what I mean? Everybody rushing me. I'm like, crazy. So get rid of that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm just moving how I want. So the dude, Bruce, he come down the steps. He was like, hey, T Weezy, you got some Loud Pack? I'm like, I was ready to tell him, nah. I was ready to spin him and everything. I was like, "Yeah, what's up? You trying to buy something?" He was like, "Nah, I got weed. I got weed." I was like, "You ain't got none of this though, bro." He was like, "Yeah, I know. You about to go crazy in here too." He was like, "I need a break anyway. You about to go crazy in here. You about to take all my clientele. You about to take all my clientele." I said, "Bro, look, that's the name of the game, bro. Quality over," I was like, "That's the name of the game, bro. Quality over quantity, my nigga." You know what I mean? That's just how it goes, bro. He was like, "Man, I feel that, but like, don't go too crazy though, Weezy. Like, you know, there's a lot of dudes in here that be, you know what I mean, spending money with me. Like, don't go too crazy in here." I'm like, "Yo, bro, listen, bro. I'm tired of hearing you come with rules. Like, I'm on my arrogant shit now because he's forcing me." It's like, I said, "Bro, listen, I'm tired of you coming with all this arrogant shit, bro." I said, "Bro, listen, I'm tired of you coming with all this shit like you fucking hating for real, bro." I said, "Listen, man, you're not gonna be the only nigga with the sack in penitentiary, bro. Like, I don't know where you came from. I don't know what you don't get. I don't know if you think you fucking the Rich Porter or the fucking Lawrenceville, bro." I said, "Listen, it's several niggas on the compounds getting money, bro." He was like, "Yeah, but not over here though. Like, I have my operation over here. And like, when niggas be getting that other weed and shit, like, that kind of put my shit in the basement." I said, "Yeah. How you think all them niggas on the street feel with all that goddamn garbage, y'all?" So boom. Bro, come on, bro. Like, you ain't the only one going through this, bro. You gotta switch your drug. That's what you need to do, bro. You know what I mean? But the game is to be sold, not be told. I didn't give him that advice. I'm like, "Yo, look, bro, I'm busy, bro." Respectfully, man. Like, he was like, "Oh, nigga, get some Loud Pack now. Nigga don't even know." I said, "Bro, go ahead with that, bro." You know what I mean? So he dipped all the way back on the top 10, just started. You know what I mean? So I'm murdering the game. I'm going bananas. Y'all already know it. I'm snapping. I'm blacking out. This is what I'm doing in the joint, man. So like, It felt good to do that. I looked over at my man in the other part, my man doing the same exact thing. We only had a halftime apiece. We split a zip. You know what I mean? I brought it in. It was his zip. He got the loud pack. I couldn't get nobody with no loud pack, to be honest with y'all. With that good of a loud pack. So he got the loud pack. The loud pack into my people, so we split the zip. It was a halftime apiece. That's a fair deal. Anybody that I did business with, that was my homeboys. Phew. You already know I need half game. That's a lot, man. So for real, both of us murdering the game. He hit me off over there. He told me come over there because he had some drinks come up. So I showed his part to mess with the drinks. So I'm over there messing with the drinks, man. I'm chilling. Like now it's like Monday, you know what I mean? Like we done had like 2-day run with this joint. So now it's like Monday. So we over there drinking the drinks, getting lit. So I'm over there chilling. So as I'm over there chilling, I see some dudes at the door. Dudes were like, yo, I see dudes talking to the dude. They're like, yo, that's crazy, you back, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So the slide opened up. The slide opened up. I was like, oh, man, I look. I seen, bro, it was big dude. He come back in. He was like, he thought I was in that pod. He was like, because I'm 229. He walked in. He was like, he was like, oh, T Weezy, what's up, man? What's up, nigga? What's up? I was like, what's up, bro? What's good, bro? I said, damn, you got out, bro. He was like, man, they ain't never had nothing on me. He was like, man, but for real though, man, like, we had to run with that shit, man. He was like, my cousin out back, you know what I mean? He was like, they got him on camera saying they seen some shit. He was like, bro, he just didn't let them get the shit that he swallowed, you know what I mean? He was like, I don't know what the fuck he did, but I didn't even get a chance to talk to him. But he was like, bro, my cousin out back though, man. He was like, man, but for real though, somebody fucking snitched, man. He was like, man, niggas say somebody fucking told on us, bro. Somebody wrote the VI, somebody wrote the captain and told him that two dudes that go together in the V room, one wear glasses, one a big dude, they going over there to get drugs. And somebody fucking told, bro. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. He was like, man, guess who they say fucking told? I was like, who? He was like, man, that nigga Bo. He was like, that nigga Bo, man. He was like, man, you got out that party, you ain't in that party. I said, nah, bro. I said, look, man, come here, man. So I told my man, I said, let me holler at him right quick. So my man was like, all right, so we shot upstairs. I said, what cell you going in? So he was like, I'm going in that cell. I was like, hold on, come up here right quick, bro. So he followed me to my man's cell. So we get to my man's cell. I said, bro, look, you ain't gonna believe this shit. He was like, what? I went in my pocket. I was like, he was like, what's that? I was like, nigga, loud pack, nigga. He was like, what? Let me see. I gave it to him. He was like, he opened that shit up. He was like, he grabbed one of the spoons I had in the paper. He was like, well, this shit musty as a bitch. He was like, damn right, nigga, I told you, nigga. Times changing. I said, yeah, bro. I said, look, but real shit though, what you was saying about doing that? I said, cause you know I'm still in that pod, bro. I said, I'm just 229. He said, for real. He said, man, I thought you was over here. And I said, nah, bro, what you say about that nigga? He said, man, look, man. He said, man, all shit is leading back to dude told on us, man. He said, everybody saying that nigga told on us, bro. Like real shit, bro. He was like, I ain't even gonna say no names about who told me that shit. But he was like, everybody's saying that the nigga told on us, bro. So you need to be fucking careful, Weezy, man. Real shit. He was like, man, for real, like my cousin got down, like my cousin want me to fuck the nigga up. But he was like, man, like for real, my girl told me this, fuck that nigga, you know what I mean? But he was like, who the fuck else would do it, Weezy? He was like, we was doing good over that bitch. He said, this is Lawrenceville, bro. Nobody get ran down on in the fucking V room, bro, unless a nigga tell. I thought about it. I was like, I said, bro, you know what, bro? I said, you know, the nigga said something to me, bro. When I first struck, I said, I struck last. I said, bro, I just struck Saturday. I said, that nigga pull up on me talking about, yo, like, save some room and let him get in. I said, bro, what the fuck? He said, man, he told me the same shit when we got struck, bro. He said, man, that nigga a fucking hater. He said, Weezy, I'm telling you, bro, be careful with that nigga, bro. He was like, man, but for real, though, I'm going back and forth. I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. And now he said, man, it depends what this nigga say to me when I see him. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. He was like, man, that nigga a fucking hater, bro. He said he been hating the whole time, selling that weak ass, fucking mid ass shit, bro. He was like, don't nobody want that shit no more, bro. He said, if it was up to me, I'll let everybody get loud packing this bitch, switch this shit up. We ain't gotta buy that dumb ass shit no more. I'm like, shh. I'm like, this shit, wow, man. I was like, man, the whole time, man, Bo the fucking people's man. But I thought about it, like, any nigga that wanna get money that bad, they'll do something like this, man. Get rid of the competition, man. Y'all don't think drug dealers on the street do shit like this, man? Send the police at motherfuckers just to get rid of the competition, man. The drug game is a cold world, y'all. So boom. Even in penitentiary is fucked up, man. So like, I believe Bo did that shit, man. Like, who the fuck else, man? Like, nobody be ratting on Lawrenceville like that, man. Like, he had to do that shit. So like, for real, I definitely had to be careful. I definitely had to watch to see what the fuck was going on. So he like, man, look. He hollered at me. I was like, damn, you need something to eat and shit, man. He was like, nah, I got a lot of shit on my property. He was like, but look, though, goddamn, holler at me, though, bro. He was like, man, for real, though, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do to dude, though, man. So I might not even unpack my shit for real, for real. I was like, look, bro, that nigga fucking cops, man. I was like, man, I'm about to watch that nigga ass, man. So goddamn, I did what they did them. So I go back to my part. So when I go back to my part, I tell my homeboy and my son, I'm like, yo, say word. Big boy out the hole. Big boy said, goddamn, he think he pulled on him and his cousin, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, his cousin out of here. Big boy breathed the charge. I was like, but he's saying Bo goddamn, you know what I mean? Told on him and his cousin, bro. He was like, man, niggas was like, yo, I don't put it past that nigga, bro. Every time somebody else strike that nigga out like he getting mad. I said, bro, that nigga's a fucking hater, bro. I said, I never seen nobody get money and hate like this, bro. That nigga's an all-time fucking hater, man. Niggas was like, that shit crazy. So as soon as he say that, I shoot out the cell and I seen him. And like, when I seen him, he had like a stupid ass look on his face, man. And I don't know why I did this, but the look was so fucking stupid. He was looking at me like, I was like, hey, big boy out the hole. I said, big boy out the hole. I don't even know why I said that shit. I was like, oh, big boy out the hole. He was like, who big boy? I was like, big boy that was in here getting the loud pack. He was like, he out the hole. I was like, yeah, he out the hole. Yeah, he over there in 31 pod. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah, so that means more loud pack. Yeah, that means more loud pack. He was like, man, I still gonna sell mines. I ain't worrying about that. Yeah, I'm still gonna sell mines. I'm like, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? So like his whole response just was looking spooky. Like everything was looking spooky about him, man. So it used to be this dude that worked in the fucking counselor office, man. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was an older dude. And he was in the honor pod. He wasn't in either one of our pods. He was in the middle pod, the honor pod. And he was a dude that worked in the counselor office. And he was a dude that they said had a falling out. It wasn't a lot of people that had a falling out with Bo, except this dude right here. And they said they had a falling out over some money, like he wanted to do this and Bo was trying to get him to do this, and somehow it didn't work out. I don't know. I never got the full story. It just said they fell out over some bread. But he didn't really like Bo. You know what I mean? Everybody knew he didn't like Bo. But he what the fuck had happened, but a nigga called me to the door. And matter of fact, it was the barber dude that's in 32 pod. Now, fast forward the tape slightly, and we're gonna come back. The barber dude ended up holding my phone when I ended up getting the phone from getting all this la-la from Big Tiff. I ended up getting the phone. And that's when I started messing with the dude that worked out in the barber shop that was in 32 pod to hold my phone. So he called me out there. This is before all of that though. He called me out there. So he was like, what's up? So he called me out in the barber shop. I come in the joint and want nobody in the chair. So I sat down. He was like, what's up? Man, I gotta tell you. I was like, what's up? He was like, man, look, bro. He said, man, look, hold on, bro. You know what I mean? He stuck his head out the barber shop. He was like, hey. He called the dude name. The council office is right there. That's the unit manager office and that's the two doors for the council office. He's like, hey, bro. He called his name. He's like, hey, come here. Dude came out in the barbershop. He was like, look, tell Weezy what you just said, bro. I was like, what? He was like, man, listen, the only reason I'm telling you tell him, because he in the pod with dude, you know, Weezy be striking. I was like, what's up? Tell me what? He was like, that dude out pod, he the cops. Yeah, he the cops. He think I don't know. Yeah, I don't care. Tell him I said it. Yeah, he the fucking cops, man. He was like, he fucking slid a note in into the council office. I know he did. He was like, I don't know who he was telling on. I said, oh, I know who the fuck he was telling on. I said, that's your word? He was like, yeah. That nigga, fuck, he don't like nobody getting money. He already said that shit, bro. He was like, he did that to a nigga over in 32 pod. Got rid of a nigga. They both was getting mid. He said, dude used to get away in his money. Goddamn, he got rid of that nigga. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, bro, nigga's an all-time fucking hater, man. I was like, I'm going to tell bro, fuck that shit. Call me what you want. He was like, all right. So I did, though. I told the barber, man, appreciate that, man. I go to the door. I see my homeboy. I get my homeboy attention at 31. I'm like, he comes to the door. I'm like, hey, bro, hey, look, bro. Hey, call Big Boy for me, man. I said, look, he's sleeping in that cell downstairs. I said, man, say word. They saying that dude, Bo, the police, man. I said, bro, I got too much work on me and too much stuff going on to have somebody that be telling the police stuff right now, bro. I said, and I'm going to visit room, bro. I said, they gonna freak around and knock me off because I know he gonna get mad. You know what I mean? I said, call Big Boy to the door, man. He was like, call him. You know what I mean? Big Boy come to the door. I said, yo, you seen that dude, Bo? Yeah, he was like, nah, I know he ducking me. I said, bro, say word, bro. The dude that worked in the council office said, man, that man slid a note under the door when y'all got towed off, bro, to the council office, bro. He was like, what? He was like, bro, I'm telling you, bro. He was like, that's what I was telling you. He said, man, somebody freaking had to tell, bro. He was like, man, ain't no way how they did it to you, Weezy, man. He said they was waiting for us to come over there, bro. I said, yeah, he definitely told, bro. He was like, he did like this. He was like, he backed away from the door. He was like, well, I'm going back to the hole then. I'm going back to the hole then. He was like, he called his homeboy came over there. He was like, I told you. He was like, yeah. So he had another dude. This was another big dude too. So he talking to him. You know what I mean? So he's like, yo, hey, look, man, we coming over that junk, man. I was like, man, he deserved it, bro. He deserved it, bro. Like, he ratted on your cousin, man. Like, some people deserve the worst of the worst game, y'all. So boom. And Bo did, man, because he was a super hater. So we was on standby for lunch. So everybody came out. Everybody going to lunch. So like they'll do pod by pod, but our pod wasn't leaving yet. Our building wasn't even leaving yet, but we have an in-pod rep. So it'd be a lot of stuff going on. People going to the counselor, people going to early child. It'd be different stuff going on. Program game. Next thing you know, the slide open up. I see the slide open up. I look, I ain't never seen a big dude like this. He had on some old New Balance. He had on his scrub. I never seen him wear scrubs. He either wear jeans or his sweatsuit. He would even work out in a sweatsuit. So I never seen him with the scrubs because it was your option to wear the scrubs. Man, it's my word. I see him coming in the joint. He had on his New Balance tie tight. He had on a sweatsuit, man. His homeboy came in. His homeboy looked like a freaking psycho, man. I promise you. I looked to see what goddamn Bo was at. Bo wasn't even standing on the top tier this time. But I just see them niggas go up the steps like bad dudes. Them niggas was like, niggas got up the steps, hit the corner. They went straight to Bo's cell. The big dude opened the door. As soon as he opened the door, I looked. That's when I could look up. I looked up and I seen Bo. He was at the sink like he was washing his face. Man, the big dude opened that door and just caught him. Bah! He just started hitting him. Boom, boom. The other dude coming in there start banking him. Boom, boom, boom. I look at Bo's celly. His celly was like, his celly come out the door. He was like, his celly watching him get his ass whooped. This is my word. They whooping his ass in that bitch. Boom! They beating his ass in that shit. I'm like, oh shit. They fucking Bo dumb ass up in there, man. I'm talking, they beating him like this. That shit felt like when they caught Nino Brown at the end of New Jack City. I was standing on the bottom tail like, kick his ass, goddamn it. Kick his goddamn ass. Whoop his goddamn ass. They fucking him up. This is my way they beating him crazy in that jump. Big boy, big. This is where they doing him dirty. Boom, 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 boom. They punishing him. I don't know how Bo was able to get there. I heard this later, but I don't know how Bo was able to get to the button in the cell. And somehow he pushed the button in the cell in the midst of getting his ass whooped. When he pushed the button, I guess the lady in the booth, she could overhear her ass whooping. As soon as he hit the button, she probably went on the intercom. That's probably all you heard was that shit going rocket science as a nigga getting his ass whooped. They were beating his ass in that motherfucker. I promise you. Goddamn, next thing you know, everybody like, yo, the police in the hallway. Police in the hallway. I see the big dude come out. Big dude trying to come out. Police was like, the door open up. Police like, you come here. You come here. Big boy was like, his shirt was all ripped up and everything. He was like, his adrenaline was running. He was like, I looked, the other nigga was still in there beating the hell out of him. He was still fucking him up. Them niggas run up the steps. Goddamn, they grabbed Big Boy. They was like, they still in there fighting. More police came in. Word, they went in and jumped, saved Bo pussy ass from the ass whooping. They grabbed the other nigga. So they get them niggas out, take them downstairs. They was like, lock down, everybody lock down. Everybody locked down. So bro downstairs, I'm like, yeah, nigga. It's like you fucking dap that nigga up and everything. I ain't give a fuck. I dap him up. You know how you dap up in basketball games? Like, damn right, nigga. That's how you whoop a nigga ass, nigga. Fuck around with that nigga. Fuck that nigga. They lock us down. So I'm on the bottom tier. I can't see shit. But all I saw is when they took them niggas out, they took bro and them out, him and his man. They took them out. Then I looked. Then he was bringing Bo down the steps. He was like this. His shit was leaking. His bald head was fucked up. His bald head was fucked up, man. That nigga came down the steps. They was helping him down that bitch. He was like, and they took that nigga ass out, man. That nigga was fucked. They took that nigga ass to medical. My word, they took that nigga to medical, man. They took that nigga to medical. Goddamn, that nigga stayed at medical for a minute because his jaw was fucked up. They fucked his jaw, so he had to fucking wired his jaw. So when you get your jaw wired, they keep you out of population, you know what I mean? So he was back in medical for a long ass time, but the word already had spread that this nigga was the fucking cops. Man, that's my word. They locked bro him up. I guess because his cousin already had beat the case and you know what I mean, all that shit. They shipped Big Boy, you know what I mean? But his man got out the hole. But the nigga Bo, they put that nigga in 80 building. This is my word. They put that nigga in 80 building, man. And that nigga was the fucking most humblest nigga in the world after that ass whooping. But the word already came out like, yo, that nigga the fucking police, man. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we got him out of our pod, man. I was able to operate, man. And I became the loud pack man for a while. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I became the loud pack man until I got on fire. But that's just how I be in penitentiary, man. Like when you are a hater, that shit is always gonna come back and bite you, man. I promise you, man. And Bo was a fucking hater, man. And he wasn't gonna get away with that shit, man. So I was glad everything that happened to his stupid ass, man. That's my word, y'all. But that was a crazy situation. That's that damn story, though. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Stay y'all ass out the way out here, man. Let's have a good weekend, man, and live life. That's all we gotta do, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the weekend banger game. So what did y'all do this one? Let's Let's go. But safe out there, y'all. And stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings fingers and blood. Stay out the way. Kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way. Mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way. Stand out the way. What you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.